boom, 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 Today I want to share with you guys 10 things that will keep you up at night while in prison. As we get into this, a couple of facts and interesting things to note about, sleeping or not sleeping in prison. T.I., back in 2008, right when I was getting locked up, it was actually my theme song, came out with the song with him and Justin Timberlake, Dead and Gone. And it was in that song that it was said, "Oh, I've been traveling this road too long, dead and gone." That's exactly what I felt like. But T.I. would actually say in that song, have you ever gone to jail and slept till day 2? And that's something you're definitely going to do when you get locked up. When you get locked up, you're going to be sick. Oh, you're going to be sick. Mentally, physically, you just ain't going to be able to believe it, especially if it's not your first rodeo. But then again, I don't even think that even matters. When you get locked up, you're going to be so sick that there is the potential that you could sleep till day 2. And while serving time, you're also going to see dudes who sleep most, if not as much of the time as they possibly can. And there's a saying about that says, if you sleep for more than half of the day, you're only doing like half of your time. And there's other things that go into sleeping or not sleeping while locked up. There's some facilities that won't allow you to sleep throughout the day. And in fact, you have to be awake from like 7 till 4. It's almost like, the shift that you would work at some sort of a job. Some facilities are going to lock you out of your cell. Some won't. Some will let you lay back down, but your bed has to be made. You can't get up underneath your covers until after 4 o'clock. Some places are going to lock you out of your cell and only let you go back in there to either use the restroom or when it's lunchtime. Yeah, that's right. Some guys will say that they got to use the bathroom, but that's not what they're going in that cell to do. Regardless, on the flip side of the coin, there's a lot of things that will keep you up at night while locked up. And today I want to share with you guys 10 of those things. Actually, I think it's more than 10, but we're going to go ahead and dive. Yeah, sometimes while serving time, you're going to see dudes sleeping like they ain't got no worries at all. And what worries would they have? They ain't got no responsibility, no bills to pay, no kids to take care of, no job to be on time for, and that girl's going to send that head first up into this video. I hope that dive scene was able to come together well, because if it was, that may in fact just be the best ever dive scene we've ever done. As we get into these 10 things that I want to share with you, 10 things that will keep you up at night in prison. Ironically, I didn't even mention, and it was doing that dive scene that reminded me of that, like a cellmate who snores horrendously. That's going to have you ready to put them boots on and ready to boot, scoot, boogie up in that cell with that dude if you can't sleep because of his terrible breathing passageways. I think that's what causes snoring, right? So let's just go ahead and throw in that bonus one real quick, snoring. But trust me, we've got some way better ones than that, starting with this first one, screams and moans. Might as well throw that in there as well. I can remember some nights laying in my bunk and it almost sounds like it's from like way down the hall or maybe across the damn jail or prison from some other cell in some other wing, but you'll just hear. And it's crazy that you'll hear her in the middle of the night. You'll get to thinking as you're hearing that from way down yonder somewhere, what's going on? What's causing that person to scream like that, to make those kind of animalistic sounds? That shit'll keep you up at night for sure. And while on the topic of screams, I've been locked up with a few different people who have had night terrors. And that's some scary shit right there. When you're dead asleep and all of a sudden out of nowhere, all you hear is, ah! Some dudes just wake up doing that. Like, got no idea what kind of childhood trauma or other type of horrible shit they may have dealt with in their life that causes them to just wake up out of a dead sleep. Ah! Screaming like that. But you'll definitely see it and also hear it a time or two if ever you gotta go to prison. Next on this list, banging and kicking. Kicking and screaming like a Will Ferrell soccer movie. God, Will Ferrell's a funny dude. Him and Jim Carrey, those are like my two tops in terms of comedic powerhouses. But no laughing matter about this. Just like from way down yonder, you're gonna hear those screams. You'll hear that banging and that kicking as well. Dudes bucking in the middle of the night. Boom, 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 boom. And maybe tossed in the mix with that is some of that screaming. Boom, 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 boom. You know, it's 2:30 in the morning. I don't have a watch, but I can tell by the way the shadows are playing off of the concrete block walls. What in the world could have you so aggravated at 2:30 in the morning that you gotta be kicking the damn cell door like that? And just like with those screams, with that banging and kicking, you're gonna be wondering that. You're gonna be wondering a lot of things like, what the hell is going on down there? Damn, I wish I was down there to hear about what the hell they bucking about. Number 3 on this list, and there's gonna be a couple of them like this on this list. I call these like torture methods, but the guards. And in particular, jangling the keys. Do I got some keys? I actually... Shut up! Stop jangling them keys! God, I'm trying to sleep! You know, when guards do this, they do this on purpose. This is not like a nervous tick or anything like that. They're doing this because they gotta be awake, making that $16 or $20 an hour, whatever they're making, maybe even more than that. And if they gotta be awake, they don't give a F if they're keeping you up at night. They're gonna jangle those keys on purpose, maybe even rattle them across the bars or take their little billy club and do it like you see in some of the movies. Clack, 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 clack. That sounded like somebody, wrong sound effect, but you get the point right there. Old jangling ass officers. They hate their life, they're miserable, they know what their girl's doing while they're working the late shift, and they can't sleep or do a damn thing about it, and neither can you, with the fact that they're gonna walk by jangling them keys, might even shoot the flashlight on your eyeballs. That was another thing I should have thrown in there, the flashlight, but we got something similar to that a little bit further in this video. Also, as I was doing that jangling sound effect, I couldn't help but to think, man, that might be a viral video right there. 15 hours of key jangling ASMR. Maybe? Next on this list, pretty cut and dry one right here, and I've been in this situation a few different times, not trusting your cellie. That is gonna be the most uncomfortable situation you could ever be in. It's almost like a cage match. It's almost like hell in the cell. It's almost like only one of you potentially could come out of there alive. When you don't trust the other guy, you don't know what he could potentially be capable of. And God forbid y'all was beefing right before y'all was going to sleep. You ever had to sleep with your boots on or your shower shoes or them Bob Barker Crocs on? Because you don't know what that other guy's gonna do. That's a super uncomfortable situation. Sleeping with one eye open. Don't sleep on your belly if you don't trust your cellie. Something commonly said while serving time. I've been in this situation numerous times. And sometimes there ain't nothing to do but to just get it over with. F it, let's go. Bing, 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 bing. I've shared this story before and I'm gonna share it again quickly because it's a perfect example of this right here. I was in isolation. They brought a young dude into my cell and me and this dude were cool. We both used to rap, and in the middle of the night, one night, I used to see this dude just peeking over the corner of the bunk to see if I was still awake or not. And there ain't nothing more uncomfortable than that. Why is this guy trying to see if I'm asleep or not? And sometimes I would even fake like I was asleep because he would look over the corner of the bunk like... Dude, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. I wanted to ask you a question. Yo, you believe in global warming? So one night, I faked like I was asleep. And sure enough, right after he got done peeping over the side of that bunk, all I heard was, gosh almighty, leave that little man alone! Ironically, I would end up fighting that dude because he stole some raps from me. Crazy shit that you'll fight behind while serving time. Coming in at number 5 on this list is a worrisome type of a thing that will keep you up at night. And, you know, I could have made this entire list things that you would worry about while locked up. And I guess most of these things are actually that. But number 5 is thinking about that girl. Hands down, you are guaranteed to be laying up in that bunk, especially after a suspicious phone call or a time when she didn't answer when she told you she was going to answer, or you didn't get that letter when she told you that letter was on the way. Hands down, guaranteed, you're going to be up in that bunk once they lock down, cut them lights off, laying up in there, looking up at that top bunk or that ceiling like, God, I wonder what she's out there doing. She wouldn't leave me, would she? No, she told me this was forever. She told me this was forever. Maybe she just had to work a double. That's it. That's got to be what it is. She just had to work a double at Olive Garden. But wait a minute. They don't even have inside dining right now. What the going on out there? Oh, boy. Dear Jesus, I know the only time that I pray, I've got things that I need to ask you for. But I need to ask your services. Please send an angel to destroy any Jodies that may be within 100-yard vicinity of my girlfriend's. It be like that sometimes. Definitely thinking about that girl will keep you up at night. Number 6 on this list, another thing that you're going to be thinking about. I had to consult my notes right there. Thinking about your case. When you got that open case and your lawyer's telling you one thing and all the inmate lawyers are telling you another thing, you got a PWID charge and you've already had a drug charge and you've already been in first-time offender status, you going away for life. You know the plug's number? You better call him right now, collect, and ask him if he's got a kilo available. Thinking about the what-ifs involved with your case, that's going to have you staying up late at night, praying, thinking, calculating. Well, if they give me 40 years, and we got to serve 85% of our time, and there's no parole just yet. I mean, they're trying to bring it back. There's all sorts of issues with that, and I'm under new law, and it's only old law that would even qualify for the parole, where they had to do 65% of their time, and now, again, I've got to do 85% of my time. Well, 10 years, 85% of that is 8.5 years. So off of 40 years, 4 times 8 is, oh God! Anybody got a 3-way? I gotta call somebody. Somebody that I used to scowl from, with the prosecutor on the other line. Number 7, very serious one right here, and I've been through this many a time while locked up. There ain't nothing worse, in my personal opinion, than not being able to sleep and being kept up at night because of that growling, rumbling, thundering up inside of your tummy. The hunger pains. Boy, Joe with the sound effects. Put me in a Pixar movie. When you're starving and you're hungry and you ain't got no commissary and ain't nobody sending that, and there weren't nothing on that tray that you could have saved for the late night rumbling up in your tummy, them hunger pains are definitely going to keep you up at night. I mean, you know how real it is when you locked up, and I was in this situation in isolation, where I'm eating toothpaste to try to kill the hunger pains. I'm eating toothpaste to survive prison. And you can't eat a lot of it because it's got fluoride, and I'm pretty sure that that's poisonous, or something in the toothpaste is poisonous. So you're eating little dabs, like a little just rubbing it on your gums like some cocaine or something. Ooh, that's some, and for whatever reason, that minty substance is a good little tactic for tackling the hunger pains. And then drink you like a gallon of water on top of that. Little prison hack for killing the hunger pains. Toothpaste and water. Getting back to another torture method, used by the guards. When you piss them off or they're mad because, their girl ain't answering the phone and they're the ones that are praying up in that control booth. They'll do shit just out of spite, just to be assholes. It could be one dude who said the wrong thing to him. That's why I f***ed your girl yesterday. And yesterday was April Fool's, but that ain't no joke right there. They'll take it out on the entire housing unit. And sometimes they'll do this so that, prisoner justice will be handed down. Hey, you're the reason why they did what they did last night. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 ding, ding, ding. But other times they're really just doing it because they're bidding off of us. That's right. Even the guards are doing time, that 12-hour shift, and they got to figure out a way to make it enjoyable for them. There's only so much porn they can watch on their phone from that control booth. So what they can do, and I've seen it happen before, is keep the lights on, like a Motel 6. Isn't that who says that? Keep the light on for you? I don't know if you guys have a Motel 6 anywhere around where you are. I've got one right down the street. It's one of the worst hotels in my area. I mean, the drug spot, the lady of the night spot, the police presence. Man, that place is wide open. If you need anything, and I don't even know, you probably can get it there. Damn, that just sounds like I just straight told something. But I'm sure the police already know that for as much as I see them up there. Yo, the guards keeping the lights on is one of the most boy type of things that they can do. And they'll do it, especially when you're in isolation. Or, like I said, if somebody makes them mad. And ain't nothing like them hospital type lights, almost like a tanning booth light. That's how bright these damn things are. And you hearing that fluorescent glow, that hum all night long, that and then no matter if you close your eyes or not, you still feel like you're looking directly at the sun. You put a towel over your face and the light is just punching you slam into the eyeballs. It sucks. And they'll do that shit. And it'll definitely be a reason why you ain't getting a wink of sleep. And then 7 o'clock the next morning, you got to come up out of your cell. In the beginning of this video, I was mentioning like the many different type of things that institutions can do when they want to keep you awake. I was in the jail one time in the hole. I was fighting or something. I can't remember how I ended up in the hole. Oh wait, I think I got told on for some tattooing stuff and they caught me with a whole bunch of contraband. Well, they saw me with it as I was flushing it down the toilet. I'm pretty sure, and my cell door was locked and they were like, hey, stop doing that. And I'm like, yo, and by the time they came in there, the entire toilet bowl was filled with like coffee that had been stolen out of the kitchen. It was crazy. Anyways, I ended up going to the hole. Some dude, my cellmate, as a matter of fact. Couldn't trust this guy, obviously. He told on me. And I was breaking him off, trying to look out for him. But once a snitch, always a snitch. But I'm in isolation. And what they would do in the morning time, because you wasn't sleeping all day, they would leave you locked in your cell. And they came in and took your mat away. They took your mat, your blanket, your pillow, and they left you in there with a frickin' plastic chair. You ever tried to sleep on a concrete or steel bunk, no mattress at all, using a roll of toilet paper as your pillow? You've done that. Go ahead and leave a like on this video if you have. And also leave a like on this video if you never want to experience that. What? That sounds like Guantanamo Bay. Being locked up sometimes can make you feel like that's exactly where you are. There's only 2 more things on this list, so let's go ahead and breeze through these things real quick. Number 9 is beef. And I don't mean the season and pouch out of a ramen noodle soup, neither. I mean having it with another prisoner. When the gates swing, you swing type of stuff. Just like I mentioned, when you can't trust your cellie and you're beefing with him, you ain't gonna be able to sleep, but let you have an argument over the TV, Scrabble board, phone, spade table, poker game, football, basketball, Final Four, anything, right before it's lockdown, and you beefing with that dude on your way to your cell, and he's like, that's all right, I'm gonna see your ass in the morning. Well, of course you're gonna see me. We're locked up together, for God's sake. When the gates swing, you swing. Ah, I knew I probably should have learned how to fight before I got locked up. And in that 6-hour, 8-hour window that you've got between 11 a.m. and 6 a.m., whenever they're gonna roll them bars, might even be 4 a.m. for early morning pill call or diabetics. Your ass is in that cell trying to do you a boatload of push-ups, get swole, punching yourself in the jaw, Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm gonna, guard! Guard, I'm not safe in here. You have to move me. Having beef with another prisoner will certainly keep your ass up at night. Number 10 on this list is not one thing at all. And in fact, what I call this one is kind of like the auxiliary, all of the other things that didn't really make the cut. There's this is the junk drawer right here, number 10 is. So I've got crying. Ain't nothing like, just like when you're hearing the moans and screams coming from down the hall, you hearing some whimpering from way down yonder. Oh my God. Or 2 cells away. Why, God, why? It could be you. Oh my God, why am I here? The cops told me all I have to do is cooperate. What's the number for the police station? I'm calling them tomorrow. Yo, you will hear some wild ass shit after lockdown. Matter of fact, Siri, take a note. The craziest things that happen after lockdown in prison. That's right. Oh wait, you didn't have to write the that's right part. You've got crying, the toilet flushing, which sounds like a freaking cannon going off. What am I in Star Wars? What is going on over there? Dudes think they're playing laser tag. Got you. I was 18 years old just getting locked up. There was a kid that I was locked up with. He's grown like I am at this point. And, you know, he got locked up for like stealing a bunch of cars off of a car lot just to go race those cars. Back in the days, like shit like that was possible. Some junk car lot, they got the keys, whatever. And the kid's father, who I met, I didn't meet the other co-defendant, but the kid's father, he was some sort of county, like the mayor or some shit. Like, this was wild. So, of course, he was going to get out of this situation. And he was taking him being locked up as an absolute, you know, he didn't really care that he was locked. Neither here nor there. One thing that he was doing, like him and somebody else, I remember him telling me about this, was like they were racing in jail. This dude just had an obsession with like, he had the need for speed. And what they were racing with like was trying to flush entire sheets down the toilet. Now, I don't know how they were clocking this from one cell to another, but that's what they were doing. That's how much suction a freaking prison toilet has. Because when it drops, you plop that button. Hey, yo, put some water on there. Hey, is that button stuck? Hey, your fingers broke, your arm broke. Hey, what, you a paraplegic back there? Hit that button. Hey, why I smell that? What'd you eat? Oh, your insides is rotten. Ooh, you like a walker from The Walking Dead. Put some water on that. Oh, you're going to learn real quick the prison politics behind taking a shit in prison. But if you're not careful, you could get your ass cheeks sucked right off of your body. Talking and yelling, more of this junk drawer, number 10. You know, dudes, they ain't got no damn respect. You're locked up. Hey, yo, little Dookie Stein, oh, you see that game? Yeah, I seen that game. We finally have heard the voice of little Dookie Stein. Yeah, I seen that game. We was watching it right next to each other. I know, but that shit was crazy. It's 3 o'clock in the motherfucking morning. Sports Center's gonna be on tomorrow morning. Why are we doing this? And one final thing that I wanted to add to all of this. I saw this quite a bit at the level 2, like Indian Creek, I believe. Maybe it was at all of the level 2s. But every so often they would bring in these fire sprinkler alarm contractors to test the alarms. You know, the way that they did this was with this long paint pole and then like a lighter on the end of it, and they would hold it up to the smoke detector or whatever in prison, and then it would immediately set the fire alarm off. And that would last for about 5 minutes, and then that would stop. And then about 5 minutes later, and then it would stop. And then about 5 minutes later, I'm not gonna hit you with that again. Man, I did a lot of special effects, sound effects in this video right here. And real quick, just to throw this in here as well, with that fire alarm, smoke detector type of deal, that was happening during the daytime. But again, if we go back to section 24C at the very beginning of this video, there are prisoners who are trying to sleep all throughout the day in prison. And whenever you just you don't even gotta be trying to sleep, you can be trying to watch Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, anything. And that shit, man, it's like almost PTSD. It almost like, I kind of feel like it's another torture method. But that's just my opinion. Hey, look, that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did so, please leave a like and a comment on this, letting me know exactly what you thought about this. If I forgot anything, comment down below and let us know what you have to say. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, nor ever find yourself locked up where you got to experience any of these 10 things which you are guaranteed to experience that will keep you up at night in prison, and make the most of every day. Peace!